What is a bike? How does a bike help my mental and physical health? How does cycling help me build relationships with other people? Well, these are the questions I'll be answering in today's documentary. I'm Alfie Taylor, and this is The Power of Pedals. What is a bike? A bike, also known as a bicycle or push bike, is a man-powered, pedal-driven single-track vehicle with two wheels attached to the frame, one in front of the other. Bicycles were introduced in the 19th century in Europe, but by the early 21st century there were more than 1 billion bicycles. There are more bicycles today than there is cars. The invention of the bike has had an enormous effect on society, both in terms of culture and advancing modern industrial methods. Several components that played a key role in the development of automobiles were initially invented for the use of bicycles. Anyway, now I've told you a little bit about bikes, let's head to the Stamford Park gym to watch a cycle class in action. Whoa! Didn't that look really fun? The spin class coach TJ has agreed to let me interview them, and they'll be answering the other questions of today. How does cycling help my mental and physical health?
What made me want to teach spin classes? I started off as a PT 4 years ago, and I started doing classes, and I'd never taught a spin class before. And then I started, and I wasn't great at it at the start, but then I got a lot more comfortable, and then I started enjoying it more. It's like the way when you're doing it, you're not thinking about anything else but that thing, getting the numbers on the screen, etc. Like, how long have I been doing it? Just like I said in the last question, 4 years, so just coming up 4 years, yeah. I don't actually do any cycling outside of this, but with the gym, my main source of cardio is spinning and spin bikes. Honestly, there's been times where I've had to deal with family issues and been going through a lot in my life. But as soon as I walk into this room and teach a spin class or even do my own cardio and it's spin, it just mentally it feels so good to sweat it out. All you have to really do is listen to your music, have a good time, and yeah, I'd say it does, yeah. Physically, sometimes spin classes can absolutely obliterate you. Your quads, your hamstrings, your calves. But once you're in a routine and you're doing it week in, week out, it becomes second nature. I started off as a PT in a pure gym, and we had to do classes, and I got asked if I wanted to do a spin class, and at the time I was looking to lose weight, so I thought, why not get my cardio in whilst I'm doing classes? And that was the only real reason why I did it. And then after that, after a couple of months, I was like, yeah, this is my thing, and absolutely loved it and never stopped teaching it since then. In terms of coming to spin classes or cycle classes, as you want to say, it can create a really good community. So if you're someone that is struggling, making friends, or you've come out of school, you've gone into a job, you've moved areas, you don't really know many people, spin classes are a great way to make friendships and relationships, just because you can tell if someone's coming week in, week out, they're determined, and that's the sort of friendships that you want to build. So yeah, I'd definitely say it's a way of making good connections and friendships, definitely.
As we've just heard from our spin class coach TJ, spin classes or cycling in general can make you feel amazing mentally and almost make you forget about any struggles you're currently feeling in that moment. Now, let's hear from a different perspective. Here with me today is Ben Taylor, a semi-pro cyclist.
I got into cycling as a young lad. Primary school, we all owned BMXs, my friends and I, and then we got some mountain bikes and went to our local woods and enjoyed the fresh air and making jumps and playing in the woods on our bikes. Type of cycling I do currently is road bike. I used to use mountain bikes across the local woods because we've got some great facilities in the areas to use mountain bikes on the tracks that we have around this area. Currently I use a road bike as I commute to work regularly and mostly on concrete bike paths or roads, and the road bike with the better wheels, bigger wheels and shallower tyres is really good for commuting. I think cycling does improve your mental health. The fresh air and the exercise is definitely a plus side of it. There's a lot less stress commuting to work as I do on my push bike. It gives you time to think and process your day and how things have gone, and it just takes a lot less worry commuting to work. Gives you some thinking time, and then you get to see a lot of nature and pick how far you want to ride, how quickly and what sort of speed you do. So it's very good for your mental health and obviously your physical health as well. Cycling makes me feel physically really good. I really enjoy the exercise part of it. I can push myself and get a sweat on and feel like I've done a good workout on my push bike. Physically, after you've done a good bike ride, it naturally makes you feel better and sort of wakes you up for the day, so really good. I do enjoy being able to work on my own push bike. I have done for many years. Since I was a child I learnt how to change the bike tyres and also the brake pads and lubricate the chain and adjust some of the cables, so it's always a great benefit when you can work on your own bicycle. It really helps, saves the costs, and you get a sense of achievement from repairing your own bike. I have done several cycling events and charity bike rides over a number of years. Probably about 10 or 12 years ago I done my first London to Brighton bike ride, which is from Clapham Common in London, and you ride some of the side roads down to Brighton seafront. I think it's around 57 miles, obviously for good charities, which is a great cause, and I've done that several times. I've also done several longer charity bike rides, Buckingham Palace to Windsor Castle, and also riding into London and then back into Brighton, and I've done a few local charity bike rides with my son also.
As we've just heard, just commuting to and from work on your bike can make you feel great and allows you to think about and process anything that's bouncing around in your mind. To add on top of that, after a good bike ride you'll feel energized and feel like you've done a great workout. To summarize everything in today's documentary, cycling can and will make you feel amazing mentally and physically. Going to spin classes or on bike rides with others can help you build relationships between the other people. Before I go, I'd like to thank TJ and Ben for being a part of this documentary, and I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you've learnt how biking will improve your mental and physical health. My name is Alfie Taylor, and this was The Power of Pedals.